Hi, this is Carl Arnold from Arnold Law and Mediation in Northfield, Minnesota. I'm here with Joan Pechauer of Xpouse Communications. Good morning, Joan.
Good morning, Carl.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about Xpouse Communications? What is it, and why did you think to start it?
Sure. Xpouse Communications is an online service for divorced people where I write emotionally neutral emails in response to a negative email that you might receive from an ex. And the way it got started is that I'm a marriage and family therapist, and a lot of times clients would come in and they would bring an email that they'd received from an ex and say, how do I respond to this? It makes me just so angry, and I know I shouldn't respond in anger, but I'm overwhelmed with all the negative emails I keep getting from my ex.
Okay. What is a typical client, or why would somebody use that service?
Well, a typical client is someone who's been divorced and has children, young children, and oftentimes there can be negativity in between the two of them and trying to coordinate parenting with their other parent.
Where are people located that use your service? Are people geographically in a certain area, or does it matter where they are?
Actually, with online, it doesn't matter where they are because they can just call me or email me, and I will respond via email or telephone. And they can contact me one time that they just have a really touchy situation that they need to address, or it can be an ongoing relationship where every time they get an email from their ex, they can shoot it off to me, and then I can give them a response that I send back to the person who contacts me, and then they decide whether they want to send it on or not.
I'm thinking this could be useful in when you're going through a divorce or after a divorce, if you're unmarried and are separating, or you've already separated. Does that sound right?
Yes, it can apply to all different kinds of situations. I've even had people apply it to, a coworker who sends them a negative email. So, but yes, it can be when you're just starting the process, or when you've been divorced for quite some time, and anywhere in between.
Are there typical situations or sort of things that people do wrong a lot that you've sort of noticed a pattern?
Yes, I've noticed that what happens is you might get a really lengthy email, and what typically happens is you pay attention to all the negative stuff that's in the email, the criticisms, and people don't pay attention to what does the person really need from me as a response, and what can I let go of that, it's not very pleasant, but I don't have to respond to that. I just need to respond to what do we need to do for the sake of the kids.
Where can people find out more information about Xpouse Communications?
Well, they can find me online, which is www.xpousecommunications.com. And my phone number is on there, 763-433-8101. So either contacting me via email or on the phone works.
One thing I forgot to ask you is, in terms of your background, why would somebody choose you as opposed to, somebody else who's helping with communication? What's your regular work, and how can you bring your expertise to this field?
Sure, that's a good question. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and all relationships experience difficulty. And so I'm used to working, usually I work with couples or with family members, and so I'm used to working with more than one person in the room and helping them change what they're saying so that the other person listens better. And I can't guarantee that that will necessarily happen in Xpouse Communications, but I have seen when I've used it with clients that the response that they then get back from their X after I've written an email for them is much more toned down and more to the point and sticking to what they really need to figure out instead of all the emotional stuff that can happen between two people.
Well, thanks a lot, Joan. This is Joan Pechauer of Xpouse Communications, and you can find her and Xpouse Communications online at the location she said before. And this has been Carl Arnold with Arnold Law and Mediation in Northfield, Minnesota. Thank you, Joan.
Thanks, Carl. Nice to talk to you.